Can you wave at the people, Zane? Say, what up, people? It's my mama live, but I'm taking over. All right, you're gonna have to move over though. Come on, scoop. Ooh, hello and welcome. I just ate a hot pickle, so now my nose is dripping. Hello.
Hey, hey,
Hey.
howdy. I saw little Zane on the camera. He was on live. Getting it right.
Get out of that. You know you can't eat no chocolate. See, now I'm gonna have to eat my chocolate on camera because he's trying to eat it. Hold on. Let me just close it up correctly so he can't get to it. All right.
Being here.
It's been a beautiful day, man. I just came out of a workout. I feel good. My legs hurting, my arms hurting, my glutes hurting. You know,
Girl,
everything hurting.
your whole body.
The abs. I've been doing these ab workouts, y'all. I started learning. I just like learned something new about abs. So excuse me. I used to think that like for ab workouts, you want to do like crunches or like sit-ups. But I forget where I learned. I think I learned it on a video, like a Instagram video. Yeah. Somebody was talking about it. To work your abs, you actually want to work on like stability. So you want to be moving, but keeping your spine stable. And that's how you're going to work your abs.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing these things with the dumbbell where it's like, boop. Like, you can't see it, but it's like, so I'm on my hands like this.
Yeah.
And then I take the dumbbell and I drag it from this side to this side.
Oh, okay.
And then I drag it from this side to this side. And then I drag it from this side to this side. And then I drag it from this side to this side. It's kind of like an X.
Yeah. So she's doing like a weight. She's doing like a lifted plank where she's in the air and then your arms are out and then you're moving it down, up. Yeah, I get it. So then it works out your whole like core area.
Girl, it's been working. It's been working.
I'm gonna have to go get into that then. Get me right. Try that out, my dang stuff then.
Been having a six-pack for once in my life.
Hey, I can't lie. That's a goal. But I have heard that it takes like a lot of maintenance though to actually maintain abs. Yeah. Like people who are fit, I've seen them and they be like, yeah, like sometimes not really worth it because you got to really be very strict and you got to constantly like be working out and stuff. So yeah, I'm glad for those people who be honest, like, because we be needing that. Okay, it take work to maintain that physique that everybody be, trying to do or that whatever.
If I could just get it for one day in my life, I'll be set. I just need a picture.
I'm down with that too. I'm down with that. Just a season, maybe even a season. Like live that life.
For real.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, welcome to our last day of the week. Bible study with Zane and Mariah and Lleo.
Yes, let's give ourselves an encouragement, me and Lleo for, showing up Monday through Friday, getting it done. Okay, discipline.
Yes.
Consistency.
And keep it going to the end of the year, at least to the end of the year. We got a word to share. Well, it ain't our word, it's the Lord's word. We just trying to understand it.
Yes.
This dog is super needy right now, so I apologize if he's gonna be jumping.
I see him. He's like, Mama, what you doing?
Yeah. And I have to keep him separate from my cat because she's in heat. So like what she's like walking around real low to the ground with her butt up in the air, and he'll go and sniff up on her butt, or he'll go and like try to literally he wraps his mouth around her neck. I don't know why. Like he's not being aggressive with her, but like that's how he's playing with her.
Oh,
But it's like,
because that's normally
stop.
how
Why are
dogs
you doing
play.
that?
Yeah, dogs. That's how dogs play. With
Yeah.
their dogs, they put their mouth around their necks, but it don't be like hard.
Mhm. And I think he thinks it's okay because she's being super, super submissive right now. So she's like literally letting him do whatever he wants to her. Usually, Chi Chi's like really sassy, and so she don't even let him get that close. She'll be like quick with the smack, you know. But yeah.
Okay.
So we're still in the book of Genesis. Do you remember where we are?
Yeah, we should be on 18. So Genesis 18, because we ended with, he was basically saying that everybody in the house, even the foreigners, were circumcised
Oh yeah.
or getting circumcised. So
Is this where we're starting, or is that where we
we're
ended?
starting on 18.
Okay.
Wait, should you lead us into prayer? We almost forgot.
You want me to read? You want me to read today?
Uh, um, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start with prayer.
Okay.
Divine Father and Mother, thank you for guiding us here today. Thank you for hosting this space. Thank you for your everlasting, loving, unconditional loving presence in all of our lives. Lord, I just pray that you reach out and touch whoever may be needing you in this moment, even if they're not aware that they need you. I pray that you help guide them into more awareness of what's happening within them and around them in their not only just their circumstances, but in their energetic field, and what's what are the thoughts that's playing in their mind. Lord, I ask you to deliver the people that need deliverance right now in this time. I ask you to save the souls that may be possessed by heavy spirits of doubt and depression, anxieties. Um, I just pray that you stay with us, stay close to us as we continue guiding through these times um, of un, of unexpected knowings, and really learning how to dive deeper into trusting you and your spirit. You have anything?
Um, just um to continue to guide everyone who may be, going through a rough time, or even with their family and friends, like, keep them uplifted, um and guide them into that guide them into a better outlook and perspective of whatever it is that is going on in their life right now currently. And just to continue to, give us the strength and courage to continue to move forward in everything that we have to do. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay. I want to try to send an invite out to some people real quick before we
Oh,
start.
okay. How do you even do that? Well, we'll talk. Oh, share video.
I'm just going to share a link. Oops, I did too much. Okay. Okay, I'm ready. So let's get into Genesis chapter 18.
Yeah.
So it says, And the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre, as he sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. He lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, 3 men were standing in front of him. Are we still talking about Abraham? Let me just keep going. Yeah. When he saw them, he ran from the tent door to meet them and bowed himself to the earth and said, O Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, and wash your feet and rest yourselves under the tree, while I bring a morsel of bread, that you may refresh yourselves. Wait. Okay, I think I'm getting confused.
Where you're at?
I'm going to start at 3 again.
Okay.
And said, O Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree, while I bring a morsel of bread, that you may refresh yourselves. And after that you may pass on, since you have come to your servant. So they did. So they said, do as you have said. And Abraham went quickly into the tent to Sarah and said, Quick, 3 seahs of fine flour, knead it, and make cakes. And Abraham ran to the herd and took a calf, tender and good, and gave it to a young man who prepared it quickly. Then he took herds and milk and the calf that he had. Then he took curds and milk and the calf that he had prepared, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree while they ate. So, okay. So Abraham's chilling at this tree,
Mm-hmm.
and 3 men just ended up standing in front of him. And he doesn't know these people, but he's quick to serve them.
Yeah.
They just kind of end up popped up right there in front of him.
It's like he had an urge to do that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Let me see. That very day. Okay, it literally ended with him circumcising the whole house. So I wonder what put that urge in him.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's continue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They said to him, Where is Sarah, your wife? And he said, She is in the tent. The Lord said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, shall have a son. Uh, is the Lord in the 3 men? The Lord has presented himself to Abraham and the 3 men?
The first line, and the Lord appeared to him by the oaks of Mamre as he sat at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. And then he's saying 3 men were in front of him.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So the Lord is presenting himself to Abram as these 3 men. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand. So the Lord actually appeared to Abram as three separate men in a physical form. Sorry, I got dog fur all over my nose now.
Oh.
Okay, so that makes sense now. And the Lord said, I will surely return to you about this time next year, and Sarah, your wife, shall have a son. And Sarah was listening at the tent door behind him. Now Abram and Sarah were old, advanced in years. Excuse me. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Now Abraham and Sarah were old, advanced in years. The way of women had ceased to be with Sarah. So Sarah laughed to herself, saying, after I am worn out and my Lord is old, shall I have pleasure? The Lord said to Abram, why does Sarah laugh and say, shall I indeed bear a child, now that I am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the appointed time, I will return to you about this time next year, and Sarah shall have a son. But Sarah denied it, saying, I did not laugh, for she was afraid. He said, no, but you did laugh.
So I'm noticing though that it's almost like they're aging quicker, and like I think they're actually getting old faster,
Yeah.
and they're concerned. And then I mean I think she's more concerned now because she knows she's like older, and she doesn't even know if she's ready to, if she's able to conceive and stuff like that. I think she's scared for that.
Yeah.
But um I can't remember what else I wanted to
Well,
say. I just find it interesting how age, though, they're really worrying about age. I just find that interesting. But go
yeah,
ahead.
where it wasn't a problem before. Now
Yeah.
they actually are worried about it. It's interesting to me how she was like, she tried to whisper under her breath, like, oh, yeah, now you want to give me a kid. Now that I'm old as dirt. Now you want to give me a kid.
Right.
He's like, why are you laughing? You don't think I could do it? And she's like, oh, no, I wasn't laughing.
Oh.
I wasn't laughing.
So you're trying to change up real quick. Like, what you talking about? But hold on, because I'm trying to see something that raised my eyebrows.
I wonder if when he spoke, did the three men speak at the same time?
Why did she ask that? That line was so aggressive. She said, am I worn out and my Lord is old? Shall I have pleasure? Like they supposed to just be trying to conceive. Like, I don't know what they on brought pleasure in it for. That, that was interesting. I don't know.
Maybe sex wasn't
It's the
pleasurable. And now she
gold.
thinks that having a baby is going to actually be pleasurable.
Oh, possibly
Maybe
then.
that's why she got so mad when the mistress ended up having a baby, because she thought it was better with the mistress than with her.
Yeah. Hmm.
Sit
Okay.
down. Sit down. All right, let me keep
Mm-hmm.
going. Wait. Okay. You gonna sit down or you gonna get down? Then the men set out from there, and they looked down towards Sodom. And Adam went with them to set them on their way. The Lord said, shall I hide from Adam what I am about to do? Seeing that Adam shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I have chosen him, that he may command his children and his household after him to keep the way of the Lord by doing righteousness and justice, so that the Lord may bring to Abraham, so that the Lord may bring to Abraham what he has promised him. Then the Lord said, because the outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is great and their sin is very grave, I will go down to see whether they have done altogether according to the outcry that has come to me, and if not, I will know. So, so the three men, so the Lord and the three men, the Lord that is within the three men decided that they was going to go down to Sodom, and Adam followed. I keep saying Adam. Abraham followed him. Abraham followed them, and while he's following them, the Lord's questioning, should I tell you what I'm about to do in Sodom and Gomorrah or not?
But I wonder why he questioned that though. Like, you don't trust Abraham to handle?
I mean, at this point, I would think, because Abraham and his wife have been questioning him about this child, so maybe he's questioning him a little bit,
Yeah, I forgot about that. He has been questioning them, questioning him, God, a lot.
Yeah. So, but he must have decided that he was going to tell them something, because he did tell them, I've been hearing this outcry in Sodom and Gomorrah, and it's been grave. Their sin is grave, so I'm going to go down there and see what's up. And if the cry don't match the energy, then I'm going to know.
You said what?
If the cry don't match the energy, then I'm going to know.
Oh, shoot.
That's what the Lord's saying. He's like, I'm going to go down there because I hear this outcry. But if they cry and don't match the energy in Sodom and Gomorrah, then I'm going to know. That's what I took from that.
Okay.
So he told Abraham something, So it says, Abraham intercedes for Sodom. So the men turned from there and went toward Sodom, but Abraham still gets down. But Abraham still stood before the Lord. Then Abraham drew near and said, will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Oh, so when he was saying, I'll know, he was saying, if they cry, don't match the energy in Sodom, then I know meant I'm going to wipe them out. That's what that sounds like when he asked him. When he's asking him, will you indeed sweep away the righteousness with the wicked? So if there's good people there, if there's good people in Sodom, you're going to take them out with the bad people? And suppose there are 50. Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place and not spare it for the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to put the righteous to death with the wicked, so that the righteous fare as the wicked. Far be that from you. Shall not the judgment of the earth do what is just? And the Lord said, if I find at Sodom 50 righteous in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake. Okay. Oh, okay. So, wow. So, what that just told me? That made me go back to, back with Noah and the ark when he originally had wiped out, the earth, is because all the people, the only thoughts that was running through their mind was sin and wickedness. And so this is like the Lord saying, okay, if I got to wipe these people out, I'm going to wipe them out if that's the only thing running through their mind. But if there is grace there, if there is righteousness there, then because even if it's just one person that's righteous, because it's just one person that's righteous, I'll spare the whole town. You know, and that makes me feel like the power of influence, even just with one, well, they said 50, but even with just one light, how much light that can illuminate for all that darkness.
Yeah. That's like because one person can make the biggest change, you know, in the world by spreading a message or their actions.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually really deep, actually, now thinking about it.
Yeah.
That's
So,
deep.
27, Abraham answered and said, "Behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord. I who am but dust and ashes. Suppose 5 of the 50 righteous are lacking. Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5?" And he said, will not destroy I will not destroy it if I find 45 there. Again he spoke to him and said, Suppose 40 are found there. Uh, he answered, For the sake of 40, I do not do it. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry. I will speak. Suppose 30 are found there. He answered, I will not do it if I find 30 there. He said, Behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there. And he answered, For the sake of 20, I will not destroy it. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry. I will speak again, but this once. Suppose 10 are found there. He answered, For the sake of 10, I will not destroy it. And the Lord went his way when he had finished speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. So that just kind of confirmed what I was just saying. That just kind of confirmed what I was saying with you know, how even with just one, he's going to sacrifice a whole land. If it's just one person that's righteous.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not going to sacrifice the whole land. That's what I meant to say. Even if it's just one person that's righteous, he will save that whole place. But
Yeah.
if he can't find nobody, see, and that makes me think of one of the 7 sins. Ooh, it's about to get deep.
Oh, let's get into it.
That makes me think about one of the 7 sins, right? Which is gluttony. Gluttony is about consumption, really. It's overconsumption, consuming everything in sight into a dark place, the pit of the belly, right? And so, in the Lord's eyes, or off of this, what I'm seeing, what I'm understanding is, if it's just one person with light, if it's one righteous person in this city, that means that whole city hasn't yet been consumed. That means the Lord is still able to come in and work their magic, and illuminate through that one person, which potentially might save them 20, 30, 45, 50 people plus some, you know.
That's interesting, though. That's interesting. But, like, I get that, but why not also with the thought of, like, even if, like, everybody was kind of in that dark place, he could, I mean, why wouldn't he be able to reach somebody in that dark space as well, though?
I think once they're consumed, because you see in the beginning, when all they had was negative thoughts. Once they're consumed by that darkness, this is just my own understanding, by the way. Once they're consumed by that darkness, the connection is disconnected completely. There's no way for the Lord to come in and do anything.
Oh, until they, like, kind of start activating their light within themselves, right? They probably got
But
to
if they're consumed completely, if they're completely consumed by darkness, there's no way for the Lord to get in there. So
That's
the
deep.
only option is for him to destroy it.
That's deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dang, you know what?
Kind of crazy.
This just popped in my head too, though. Like talking about like spiritual awakenings and stuff. Like how sometimes we're basically walking around like sleep. We're walking around like low vibration. Like, we're in that in our head, in our minds, and we're so deeply involved in that like low vibrational thoughts and feeling
Mm-hmm.
that shoot, it almost seem like, you don't really see any good, until you start getting out of that and you start, doing good things for your mind, body, and spirit,
Yeah.
and start like making that, those steps to starting to, pick yourself back up. And then it just starts this momentum, and then you start feeling better, and you start doing more things and getting,
Ooh.
done what you need to get done.
So what you're saying is making me think of something too that I heard today from that guy that I was telling you about. His name is Myron Golden,
Mm-hmm.
and I was watching a video from him, and it was actually a video of him and his daughter, um, and it was talking about awareness. So then it's like, you're talking about, when you're walking around kind of sad and looking at all the negative things,
Mm-hmm.
if we even just pull ourselves into awareness of the things that we're thinking about, the things that we're focused on, you know, maybe that pulling us into the present moment, pulling ourselves into that awareness, that action of being in the present moment is the connection with the Lord. Because then when you're in the present moment and you're being present on what it is that you're thinking, you're like, oh man, I'm actually thinking really negative thoughts right now, or I got all these bad things going on in my life and I can't help but feel bad about it. You're thinking about it, then it's like, okay, now I can take accountability for the thoughts that's going through my mind.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're consumed by that and you can't pull yourself in the present, you stuck in all these little things.
And that's crazy. Yes. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What was your last word?
I just say you're stuck.
That's deep because like if you talk to certain people like that and you conversate, like it is very deep because they are in their own funk, and it's like they don't really see any goodness, that they just keep talking and talking. They just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, because there'd be people like that, and I'd be having to avoid that.
Yeah.
But it's deep.
Oh,
It's
it's you got to kind of like, especially, and I feel like this is turning into a coaching session right now. But you got to kind of navigate people like that because, like, there's some people who, they might just be stuck in the ways of thinking, but because you have awareness and you have light, then you're able to, kind of help them pull themselves back into that present moment. But if you're, this is the separation. Like if they're consumed by it, no matter how much you try to coach them into, hey, take some take some thought into what it is that you're actually thinking about and pull yourself into the present moment and don't
yeah,
judge those thoughts, but just be aware of it.
yeah.
And they're still going off about all the negative things, and then that's where you have to separate yourself, because there's nothing that you can do to help that person.
And like, they gotta want it for themselves. Like they have to want to make that change. Like you gotta like, that's how I feel. I feel like you gotta really wake up, because especially if you're looking for a coach, you decide, you're like, you know what, you see somebody and you see their business work, like their information and stuff and what they're about, and it's like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what, I think this is right here what I need right now. Like I think I really need to invest in this.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's right there your decision to make that change. Like that's where you're like, yo, I need to take accountability, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to, and that's where you feel like you need help and you need assistance, and then that's
Yeah.
where that coach comes in hand.
Yeah. But even just in conversation, right? Because, you might across somebody who you might run across somebody who, excuse me, they don't know that what they might need. They don't know.
Um,
they're
yeah,
unaware. And so then that conversation that you're having with them, that might pull them into more awareness to make them go deeper into, maybe this is something that I need.
Yeah.
You know?
See, the other thing that came in my head too, because that's so deep too, like when you're in that low vibrational frequency, you're in that slumber and all that, all those feelings, your mind is foggy. Like you are having a block. Your mind's foggy. Your creative flow, that thing is blocked. Like you're not gonna be able to like fully think and be able to think properly because you're constantly thinking about the past, thinking about the future, and you're not focused on the present moment. And if you are focused on the present moment, it's all negative. You ain't seeing no blessings, you ain't seeing no light. So how are you able to even think properly when your mind is all scratched? You know, it's all like, I just thinking about a gray and white TV. Like, it has no cable. Like, you're on that frequency right there. And yeah, like, and sometimes you need, you know, that conversation with somebody or that motivational video or like you need something, you need some assistance in that moment because you ain't got the clarity in that headspace right then and there.
Yeah, that's giving me some content ideas, so thank you.
Girl, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get to Genesis 19. So we're Genesis 19, just a reminder, we are reading out the English Standard Version. So then it says, God rescues Lot. Oh, this has been a long time coming.
Okay.
This is the second time Lot had to be rescued.
Ooh, man.
So it says, the two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them and bowed himself with his face to the earth and said, My lords, please turn aside to your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. When you may rise up early and go on your way. Then you may rise up early and go on your way. They said, No, we will spend the night in the town square. But he pressed them strongly, so they turned aside to him and entered his house. He made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Oh, okay. So the Lord's angels really wanted to get to the center of this town. They was trying to get to the people, but Lot was blocking them.
Hey, let me go grab my charger real quick.
Okay. Yeah. He was like, no. Like, let me feed you first. Come over here. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm back.
I was just thinking, if you want to know, I'm giving you a strong tip here. 90% dark chocolate and a hot pickle does not mix.
Oh my goodness. Girl, I think everybody knew that. Girl said,
Just if you ain't know, now you know. Okay, I'm letting you know. Learn from the wise.
you know
I went
that
through it so you don't
pickle.
have to experience it.
That pickle is a whole like what do they call it? Like a natural is it a probiotic? Like because of it's what it's in and it's soaking. It's like kimchi. It's
Oh,
good for your gut. So it got all that stuff. And then the
it was
chocolate.
spicy, so I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, and it was spicy on top of it. Yeah, and then yeah, that's all bad.
It's just the flavor didn't mix right.
No.
That's it. That's it. But,
Girl, let's
can I continue?
yeah, please.
All right. So before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both young and old, all the people to the last man, surrounded the house. All the people of Sodom surrounded the house of Lot. And they called to Lot, Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may know them. Lot went out to the men at the entrance, shut the door after him, and said, I beg you, my brothers, do not act so wickedly. Behold, I have 2 daughters who have not known any man. Let me bring them out to you and do to them as you please. Oh, heck no. How Lot just go throw his girls out there like that?
Oh my
For,
god.
for the angels. He's like, I'll sacrifice my girls if y'all just chill out. He says, Only do nothing to these men, for they have come under the shelter of my roof. But they said, Stand back. And they said, This fellow came to sojourn, and he has become the judge. Now we will deal worse with you than with them. Then they pressed hard against the man a lot and drew near to break the door down. But the men reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house with them and shut the door. And they struck the blindness the man who were at the wait. And they struck with blindness the men who were at the entrance of the house, both small and great, so that they wore themselves out groping for the door. Oh, wow. Okay, so did you catch that?
Not really. Just having some technical issues back here.
Are you
Yeah,
good?
I'm good now.
Okay. So this is what happened, right? So the 2 angels came to the city. Lot met them at the entrance, at the gate. And um, Lot was like, trying to be gracious to them,
Yeah.
trying to, be a courteous host.
Yeah.
But the men were like, oh, we want to go to the city where the people are. It
Oh.
was like, no. Like, let's go over here, right? Let's come enjoy yourself in my home real quick before you go to the city. And so he got them all comfortable. He ate some good food in his house. Somehow, all the people in Sodom found out that these men were here.
Oh.
Some random men. So they ended
Probably
up,
one person. You know how you go. One person opens their mouth, and all of
yeah.
a sudden, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag
Yeah. So
gossip.
the whole city, every man in the city comes to Lot's door, and they're like, hey, we want to meet these people that, just came to you.
Yeah.
We want to know who they are. And Lot's response is he came out of his house, he shut the door behind him, and he's like, hey, can y'all just chill out for a day? I have 2 daughters. Y'all can do as y'all please with them. Just don't do anything to these men.
What?
Just be chill.
Hold on. He did not do his daughters like that.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, he's a dog. He's dirty for that. Like, I'm not even saying he didn't mean it like that, but still, like, what? You gonna throw your daughters to, like, the wolves? Like, you don't know what a mob is capable of. Like, what are you doing? Have you no
Sacrifice his
shame? Have
daughters.
you no respect?
Sacrifice his daughters for the 2 angels.
Like,
Which, I don't know, I think that's kind of messed up.
yeah.
But
he could have
so
sacrificed
then,
himself, low key. Like,
yeah,
take what you do for me. Like, do what you please to me. Like, why to your daughters?
yeah.
Ugh, girl,
So
that's
then the people's response is, forget that. We don't want your girls. We want to know them people. Like you trying to gate. Pretty much, they're like you trying to gatekeep these people. So
me.
they must got money.
Oh, okay. Well, I was also thinking in the sense though, do they know like those are like God's people?
The people of Sodom don't know
Oh,
anything about the two people that
okay,
came. They don't even know that they're
okay,
angels. They just know that two people came and Lot is hiding them in his house. So
okay.
they're like, oh, who these people then? Since you want to be like that, and they start pretty much like shaking Lot's house, trying to break down the door.
It is
And the angels,
crazy, man. It's crazy.
yeah,
Got me thinking about when everybody gets together, but on like an aggressive matter, like a
like
protest
a
or
riot.
turns bad. Yeah, a riot. That's
Hmm.
crazy. But go ahead.
So the angels snatch Lot in the house real quick, put like a thing on the door so they can't get in, and then they blinded all the men that was out there, everybody that was out there. So pretty much the whole city is blinded now.
Oh wow.
They now they tired because they can't see. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what's happened. Where am I? Where am I?
I don't know because I was setting this stuff up.
Okay, here I am. I'm at verse 12.
Okay.
Then the men said to Lot, have you anyone else here, sons-in-law, sons-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone you have in the city? Bring them out of the place, for we are about to destroy this place, because the outcry against this people has become great before the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. So Lot went out and said to his sons-in-law, who were to marry his daughters, up, get out of this place, for the Lord is about to destroy the city. But he seemed to his sons-in-law to be jesting. So interesting. So hold on. So his daughters are to be married, and he's like, yeah, I got two daughters. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to her. Just don't hurt these men.
Just don't what?
Just don't hurt the angels. Like his daughters are to be married. They got fiancés.
This is
They got fiancés.
ridiculous.
But he was like, but to the whole mob, he was like, hey, I got two daughters. Y'all can have them. Just chill out. Even
What is
though
wrong
they
with
about to
him?
be married.
This man just lost all respect.
Girl. And then so, okay, so the angels are telling Lot, hey, if you got some sons-in-laws and some daughters, if you got people, your family, you better let them know to leave the city because we are about to destroy it.
Oh,
And
so
so
he's giving them warning for his family.
the angels, yeah. And so Lot goes and tells his sons-in-laws, hey, y'all might want to leave because the Lord's about to destroy the city. And his sons-in-laws are thinking that he's joking.
Oh,
They're like, what you telling a fibber?
and who be joking in them days? Like, come on now. Like, hey, why? You know what? That's another thing that has changed. People weren't like if somebody says something, like it was most likely true. So now
Yeah.
everybody is being like they think people are lying around them. Then
Yeah.
that's what it tells. It's not like a lot more lies are being told there in
Well,
that time.
which makes sense in Sodom because this place is wicked. So
Yeah,
you can't really believe nothing that nobody's saying anymore.
gotcha. They don't lost trust for the community there, and that's why
Hmm.
the Lord is trying to destroy that place. Then,
Yeah.
because that place is corrupt.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Mm.
So then it says, as morning dawned, the angels urged Lot, saying, Up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, lest you be swept away in the punishment of the city. But he lingered. So the men seized him and his wife and his 2 daughters by the hand, the Lord being merciful to him. And they brought him out and set him outside the city. And as they brought them out, one said, escape for your life. Do not look back or stop anywhere in the valley. Escape to the hills, lest you be swept away. And Lot said to them, oh no, my lords, behold, your servant has found favor in your sight, and you have shown me great kindness in saving my life. But I cannot escape to the hills, lest the disaster take over me and I die. Behold, the city is near enough to flee to, and it is a little one. Let me escape there. Is it not a little one? And my life will be saved. He said to him, behold, I grant you this favor also, that I will not overthrow the city of which you have spoken. Escape there quickly, for I can do nothing till you arrive there. Therefore, the name of the city was called Zor. Okay. So this is interesting because Lot and his family kind of hard-headed, and the Lord still saved them. Like, he's like, yeah, y'all need to get up and go. Y'all need to get up and
Yeah.
go. And they're like,
They got hesitation, like,
all
do
of our
I
things are
though?
here. This is all we know. Like,
They gonna
get
risk
up
their
and go.
lives, right?
Which is interesting because Lot is the one that went with Abraham when the Lord told Abraham to get up and go from that land away from his father. So you would think that Lot would know, okay, when the Lord says go, to go.
Yeah.
You would think. But he's like, I don't know.
Mm,
But even in their hesitation, that's what amazed me. Even in their hesitation, the Lord still picked them up and moved them out of that city. It was like, okay, if y'all don't go now.
mm, mm. They're over there looking around like, where's Waldo?
Okay, let me continue reading because I think we're about to run out of time.
Okay.
Uh, the sun has risen. Okay, so God destroys Sodom. The sun has risen on the earth when Lot came to Zor. Then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah sulfur and fire from the Lord out of heaven, and he overthrew those cities. Excuse me, and all the valley and all the inhabitants and all the inhabitants of the cities, and what grew on the ground. But Lot's wife behind him looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Oh.
Mm.
So he told them not to go back, and because she looked back, she died.
She turned into salt?
She turned into a pillar of salt. And Abraham went early in the morning to the place where he had stood before the Lord, and he looked down toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the valley. And he looked, and behold, the smoke of the land went up like the smoke of a furnace. So it was that when God destroyed the cities of the valley, God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow when he overthrew the city in which Lot had lived. Wait, so was that when God destroyed the city of the valley? God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow. Oh, okay. So pretty much there was only one person in there, which was Lot and his family. And so he saved Lot and his family and overthrew everybody else instead of saving the whole place. That's
Oh.
what happened. Now Lot went up out of Zor and lived in the hills with his 2 daughters, and his wife is dead now.
Yeah.
For he was afraid to live in Zor. So he lived in a cave with his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said to the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man on earth to come in to us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve offspring from our father. What? So they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. He did not know when she lay down or when she arose. So they pretty much raped their daddy.
That's gross. I don't care. I don't care. That's disturbing.
That was a date night drug, bro. What? Okay, hold on. The next day, the firstborn said to the younger, behold, I lay last night with my father. Let us make him drink wine tonight also. Then you go in and lie with him, that we may preserve offspring from our father. So they made their father drink wine that night also, and the younger arose and lay with him. He did not know when she lay down or when she arose. Thus both the daughters of Lot became pregnant by their father. The firstborn bore a son and called his name Moab. He is the father of the Moabites to this day. The younger also bore a son and called his name Benami. He is the father of Amorites to this day. This got weird.
It got real weird. And you know what? That's that dad's fault for not saving nobody else. And he just saved his family, not thinking about how they're going to repopulate the world.
Well, he tried. He did try, you know. And the Lord also tried. Because they were supposed to go with their son-in-laws. The daughters, you remember they
yeah, they had fiancés.
They had fiancés.
Yeah.
And he told them, like, we gotta go. But they thought that Lot was joking. So maybe that was also why they was hesitating, because the two fiancés was like, yeah, we gonna stay here. You know, you joking.
Yeah.
And then the Lord was like, well, this has to happen now. So he plucked Lot and his wife and his two daughters out from that land and was like, okay, y'all are away from this land now. Now I need y'all to go somewhere else so that I can destroy this place. And I cannot do nothing until y'all leave. And so that's where they granted, the Lord granted them to go to the small city where it sounds like there's nothing here in the small city, where they had to sleep in a cave. And for whatever reason, his wife turned back, probably because of possessions. That's what I would assume. She probably was like, wait, my things, and then turned into some salt while he was destroying the city.
There must be some symbolism to that salt too. And I think they said sulfur and fire, which I forget what sulfur is.
Sulfur is like a yellow powdery substance, I'm pretty sure. So when I think of sulfur and I think of salt.
Think of sulfur, that stuff that smells really bad if you smell.
Yeah, sulfur does smell really bad. But when I think of sulfur and salt, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think of like demonic energy. You know, I think about like so salt, mind you, I did practice some witchcrafts a little bit in my past. So and I was all up in this stuff. So salt is used as a barrier to keep demons out of a place. So if you use salt to line like a door frame or something, that's supposed to stop them, prevent them from being able to enter. Sulfur is like a substance that demons give off when they're in a place. So if you find like a pile of sulfur somewhere randomly, it's a sign that there's some demonic energy there. This is off my knowledge, you know. So that's why I think, you know, when I was saying, you know, like,
you know what?
Gluttony is one of the 7 sins. that whole city was consumed by demonic plague.
Yeah.
That's why he had to burn them that way.
That's interesting. Yeah. Or I was also thinking too, like, what if he meant like when the fire happened, that's what it was giving off was sulfur, because they was all like, having that darkness and demons or whatever dark around them too. So maybe he just caused it to flame up, but they were the ones that were giving off that sulfur.
Yeah. So I guess sulfur can be a powder or it can be a solid too, which is interesting. I've only seen it as a powder. But yeah, let's probably like wrap this up real quick and pray before Instagram cuts us off. Okay. You want to lead?
Yeah. So Divine Mother and Father, our spirit guides, I pray that everybody took one thing out of this lesson today at least, that they can think about, reflect on, and I ask that you continue to guide us and protect us on this journey and to the things that we are headed into doing, that is going to help elevate us in our lives, and I ask that you continue to fulfill our basic needs, and so that we can prosper. Anything else you want to add, Jesse?
I think you hit it to the T.
Okay.
In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Good lesson. Yeah. Bye.